Hello, it's been a minute, and I just come and encourage someone today. Somebody is facing a sudden storm, and you really don't know what to do. Well, I just came to encourage you today that the Father wants you to know that He sees where exactly where you are. He knows where you at. And he's going to deliver you from this storm. I know it seems like there's no hope. I know it seems like a situation that you will not be able to get through. But I came to encourage you today that you will get through this storm. I think about Exodus 14:13, 14, where Moses was telling the children of Israel when Pharaoh and his army was coming after them, and basically they had nowhere to go because in front of them was the Red Sea, and back of them when they had been delivered, let go from bondage and delivered from Egypt into the wilderness, which was supposed to be the journey to their promised land. The Egyptians were behind them. And Moses told the children of Israel, he says, "Fear not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Most High." And I know that when we're faced with sudden storms and it seems like there's nowhere for us to go, we panic. That's the first thing we do. We fear and we try to take things in our own hands. The thing is, we cannot be wise in our own eyes in all our ways. He said, acknowledge Him, and He will direct our path. He knows where you are. He just wants you to trust Him. It's not for you to try to figure out the situation. He wants you to trust Him. In this day and time, we have to have faith like we never had before. With all the things that's going on and all the chaos in this world today, we have to walk this thing out by faith. The word says, without faith, it's impossible to please Him. And we know that with faith, all things are possible. What is faith? Faith is the substance of a thing hoped for, but the evidence of a thing unseen. So we can no longer be wise in our own eyes. In all our ways, we have to acknowledge Him. He is faithful. First Thessalonians 5:20 tells us that He's faithful and He will do what He says He would do. Ephesians 3:20 says that He's well able to do. He's able to do above all that we can ask, think, or imagine. So we serve a Father that loves us, and He will bring us out. But see, we've got to be careful that we don't be like the children of Israel, that for so many years it just seemed like they couldn't get it right. One moment they'll get it right, and then the next they back to serving other gods, and just complaining and just doing things that they had no business doing, that didn't please the Father. And we got to know that when we are doing these things, it brings judgments upon us, but He is faithful. And we know it's something that we did to bring the storm down. All we have to do is ask the Father to forgive us, and He will forgive us. But Moses says, "Fear not, stand still and see the salvation of the Most High." So I come to you today to say, "Fear not, stand still, see the salvation of the Father." The Father will fight for you. Hold your peace and let Him fight for you. Trust Him and listen to Him. Trust Him and listen to Him concerning instructions during this time, because He will give you instructions, but you have to trust Him. You have to get in His presence. And when when these problems that faces us, that we can, that's beyond our control, that we cannot seem to solve, I say take your hands off of it. Let Him handle it. Be still, pray. Know that He will bring you out. Don't look to the left and neither to the right, but look and trust. Look up to the Father and trust Him. I know that waiting on Abba, waiting on the Father is hard sometimes, but he say many are the afflictions of the righteous, but He will deliver us out of them all. He said, keep your mind, and He will keep your mind in perfect peace, whose minds are stayed on Him. So that's your first step of having authority over the enemy. That you send fear into the enemy's camp when you are going through a storm and you stay in peace and you are trusting the Father. That's power. It's power in peace. That's why the word says the joy of the Lord is your strength. You have to stay in peace. You know, you have to trust him, and he will do what he said he would do. So whatever your storm is, whatever you're facing, know that the Father got you. Know that he loves you. And when we don't complain, we say, Father, I put this in your hand. I don't understand what happened or why I'm going through this. I don't know why this person turned their back on me. I don't know why this person lied on me. I don't know why this person did that. But I'm going to say this: let nobody bring you to a point where you're angry and bitter with them. You got to see past them. See, we so busy looking at the natural person that we always complaining about what somebody else did. But see, we got to see that thing behind that person. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestle against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places. It's not that person, it's that thing behind the person. The one thing that the enemy done so well is that he make us think, he got us so looking at the natural that we can't see him. And that's the biggest thing that he has poured over on us. We have enemies. We have an enemy, people, and that enemy is Satan. But God has come. Yeshua died that we have life and have it more abundantly. We have a whole heavenly host fighting for us. But if we don't know how to stand, if we don't know how to fight, if we don't know how to put on that full armor, then we will lose this fight. So I just came to encourage you today that keep the peace. Keep your faith in God. Let him be God. We don't trust God the way we should. We try to figure it out ourselves. It's not for you to figure it out. It's for you to trust him. In most of the people in the Bible that won over the enemy, that overcame, they had to walk that thing out by faith. Because without faith, it's impossible to please God, the Most High. But with faith, all things are possible. So I just came to encourage you today to say, stay in faith. Keep trusting the Father. He got you. He got your front. He got your back. This battle is not yours. The battle is his, but you got to trust him. Whatever your storm is, trust him and know that he will work it out. He sees you. He knows where you are. He sees you. He knows where you are, and he want to handle that situation for you. A lot of times we go to complaining and we go to thinking that there's no help, that, this is a done deal. The situation can't be solved. The battle is in our mind, and we have to come against that battle. We have to fight that thing, and we have to fight it how? By the word of the Most High. So I say, find you some scriptures that relate to your situation, and you stand on them scriptures, and you fight for what you want. I've been through many problems and many situations. He said, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but I will deliver you out of them all. He will deliver you. I've been sick in my body where they said I wouldn't get well, but I got well because I stood on the script, and I kept repeating that thing over and over again until I was healed in my body. Through his stripes, I am healed. The sickness and diseases are not part of my DNA. We have to fight. You got to open your mouth. You can't just sit there and let the devil walk all over you like a doormat. You got to stand up and you got to fight. You got to open your mouth. You got to fight with your words. The Father got you. Actually, the battle was already won when Yeshua died 2,000 years ago. The battle was already won. We have to take it by faith, and we have to fight that thing through the word. So I just came to encourage you today to say your storm is almost over, but you got to trust the Most High. You got to believe in him. You got to go to him for instructions, not friends, not family. I mean, I know they mean well, but it's certain situations where your family and friends can't, sometimes the stuff that they say to you will block your blessings. You got to hold on to the Most High with everything you got, and know that he will bring you out. And so I encourage you today to say your storm is almost over, but you got some things that you got to do too. You got to trust the Most High. You can't complain like the children of Israel, okay? So I'm going to say to you, fear not. Stand still and see the salvation of the Most High. He got you. Your storm is almost over. Okay, my name is Deborah with Faith in Nation. We walk by faith and not by sight. I always say faith it until you reach the desire, till you receive the desire promise that you've been praying for. And you water that seed. How do you water that seed? By thanking the Father as if you already have it. Okay, I love you, and I just came to encourage you today. But know that the Most High loves you more, and I'm telling you, your storm is almost over. Hang in there. Don't give up. It's almost over. Okay? God got you. Until we meet again, I love you. Keep the faith and know that God loves you more. Peace and great blessings.